am a poor wayfaring stranger, while journeying through this world of the one.
My name is Chris Norwood, and I sing and play guitar.
There's no danger in that bright light.
Music plays a real big role in my life. My family has always been so involved with it. I've been hearing like my dad play guitar, my sister's singing, so I just kind of picked it up right away, and I don't know when it really began, it's always been there.
No more to roam, I'm only going.
Chris is a great frontman, he's a great singer, and he's a good guitar player. We're playing a lot of tunes that I grew up with when I was his age and younger, but he hasn't heard a lot of these tunes. And I'll come in with some songs and I'll say, Chris, have you ever heard these? And he goes, no. Then we start to play them and he knocks them out of the park.
It's rough and steep, yeah, golden fields lie just before me, where God's redeemer shall never sleep.
I know Chris because he came in to take a voice lesson when he was 8 years old. I can make any suggestion and he's open to it. He'll try a lot of different kinds of music. We've worked classical, we've worked jazz, we've worked blues, we've worked rock.
I've been in lots of school musicals, different bands and different high school bands at Robert's Music Institute. I see all different types of music as art. I can find like interesting things in all of them.
Chris Norwood started working with us probably when he was 13 years old. He came in with a lot of talent right out of the chute. We knew that he was a very gifted kid for sure. He's been singing in one of our R&B bands now for a few years, and I honestly think that their renditions sound better than the original, which is a huge compliment.
Chris's voice is really unique. He has this beautiful, beautiful lyrical sound. That's what I would describe. It's not a heavy sound. It's not a big, robust, dark baritone sound. It's really a nice, beautiful lyrical voice.
I'm only going over more. I want to wear a crown of glory when I get old to that good land. I want to shout salvation story.
When he was about 9 or 10 years old, I was asked to teach Chris guitar lessons. We were out for a birthday dinner for Jody, and we're in the lobby of this hotel when we're leaving, and they ask, Chris, you gotta show Tim that you know how you can sing. So they're like, can you sing Jody Happy Birthday? So this little short kid stands up on this fireplace in the lobby and starts singing, Happy Birthday to you. And it was just so expressive, just so full of like life and energy. I was just amazed and floored. So they asked me to teach him the guitar. I'm like, of course, yes, this kid is amazing, I'd love to.
Going over home. Thanks.
I first met Chris at the Roberts Music Institute. This is a number of years ago. He was probably 10 or 12 at the time. He came in one Saturday afternoon with his guitar teacher, Tim Lerch, and the two of them started to play. And I happened to be there and was listening, and I thought, wow, this kid's really a great singer.
The closest I think I was ever with Chris with music was when I was teaching him guitar back when he was really young. And he made it so easy for me to look like a good guitar teacher. Because you didn't have to prepare with Chris. You would just start playing something and he could pick it up. A lot of what we ended up focusing on, I realized real early, was just about expression and less about the chords and learning where to put fingers and just, okay, let's lay on our backs on the ground and just try to like play something. And I'd maybe start playing some chords and he would just start putting his fingers down and listen if it sounds right and just learning how to like let himself go.
It didn't really make it something I had to do. It made it more of like a really fun hobby, something I wanted to do. I wanted to get better at guitar. I really got to put a thanks out there to Tim for making that sort of experience so special and so sort of like casual, but at the same time, a very enriched learning experience.
Think you better come on home, so I won't, be all alone.
One day, Jay Roberts, the owner and sort of director of the school, came in and said, Tim, you got to come and meet somebody. Jay said, yeah, listen, go ahead and play that song you played for me. It took me about 3 or 4 seconds to realize that this young man was quite talented.
Felt like from an early age he had this like pop sensibility, this like innate understanding of what was pleasurable and enjoyable and accessible, like something that was a hook, you know. I feel like he could just whip those out like naturally, just had it inside of him.
There's no way I could teach him how to sing because he already knew how to sing circles around me. My job was to expose him to things. So we did a lot of our lessons were listening to music, learning new songs, emulating particular people. But mostly what we focused on was how could his guitar frame up his vocals.
Wouldn't that be fine?
Starting very early, like at 2 years of age, I used to be playing Fleetwood Mac on the stereo here, and we'd get out some pans and he would just keep up with the beat, and then he could actually keep a pitch very early.
As he grew up, he would play with his cousins and he'd be in concerts and he'd play for the family and we'd just be blown away. And then we'd have people over and he would be playing and his guitar or singing, and he just was just beyond other kids.
He's always had that talent within him, and I think it's the people that he worked with, his teachers and the people, his friends that sang and played music that really brought it out in him.
Just the crazy kind of musical creativity that came out of Chris was just unbelievable and really exciting to be a part of and watch and see him grow.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song, and keeps Georgia on my mind, on my mind. Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pine.
With Chris, one thing that was always very interesting was to watch him work with other people in the bands that were either older, in most cases older than him, some cases younger. They were usually not to his music caliber. Chris was always really kind to them and at least he wouldn't show his frustration when he's having to wait for them to learn their part.
The kids around him didn't have the skills to back him as musicians, so he gets with these guys that can play, and it gave him total confidence.
Georgia, no peace I'm fine. Just an old sweet soul and kiss Georgia on my mind.
plays music, you really see that maturity. Like, even when he was a small boy, he would be that pesky little running around thing, but when he took a guitar, you're like, there's a 70-year-old man in there singing with soul.
I don't know how he incorporates so much soul into other people's music. That's one of the great mysteries.
He'll listen to the song. He's done different genres, and when he does that particular song, he doesn't do it like the artist. He'll practice it, and all of a sudden he'll split off and do a Chris Norwood version.
I connect with other people's music just by trying to think of really how much work goes into every single song people write, and trying to put myself in their own shoes and really realize what the lyrics are saying when I sing any song. Every song I do, I try to sort of really make it my own and make it something that I am proud of.
Still in peaceful dreams, I see the road leads back to you. Oh, Georgia, Georgia. No peace I find. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind, on my mind. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Thank you guys. Big thanks to Tim for coming out tonight. Larry, Mike over here on bass. I've taken a bunch of classes from him before, so thanks to all these instructors for their help today.
Chris gets respect not only for his music, but for, Chris as a person as well. He's very humble. He's a great kid, and he thinks outside of himself. He does a lot of work with his church and for the community. But it turns out he also does choir music and Broadway musicals and a number of other styles. I only found out when his dad told me.
I'm always trying to find songs for him to sing with our group, and every time I find a song, I'll send it to him and I say, hey, can you sing this? And he'll come back to me and says, yeah. So I send him the chart, I send him the music, and we're ready for it at the next Mass.
From the beginning, he would just start piling up different things that he was doing, and it started with just playing guitar to doing voice lessons to being part of the Kirkland City Youth Council, and with everything he doesn't just give 10%, he goes all out.
My biggest mentors would have to be my parents, Tim Hudson, Danny VanHollebeke, Cliff Dibble, Tim Lerch, Jay Roberts, all the people at Roberts Music Institute, and pretty much everyone I've had the opportunity to play with. No matter who it is, I learn from the people I play with, and I feel really lucky that way. I have my own band, which is like this high school band I've had for about 6 years now, and we're called the Av. We've kind of switched names over the years. We've been like the Donuts, then Special Guest. Me and the drummer, Niki, we've been together the longest. I was in like 6th grade, so that's when we really started, and we've been together now for the past 6 years, kind of added and lost different band members, so we've always kind of just stuck together. We play sort of rock, pop, somewhere in there.
Shut the door. It's so soon. It better be soon. I'm out of your life. You left me in the dark. Couldn't have felt your face and you broke my heart. No, I'll never let go and never back down. I'm gonna keep on turning this world around. If it don't work out, I try again. 'Cause I'm gonna get there in the end for you. Never back down. For me.
When we first started, he was not a front man. Like, he was quiet. Like, he'd kick this song's ass, and then just kind of sit there after the song and be like, thank you. As he kind of grew up, so did his personality, and he's a lot more of like, you know, he gets the crowd going, he talks to people more, he's gotten a lot more outgoing, and you can see that through his music.
I feel the pain, let's sing go, and I woke up late, let go and never back down, I'm gonna keep on turning.
I don't know what Tom and I are going to do when he's gone, but at the same time, I know he's going to a great college at Pitzer, and the opportunities that the kid's going to have is unbelievable.
I believe that Chris has all the ingredients to do anything he wants to do.
The music's going to be there no matter what. I don't think there's any escaping it. You know, it's going to be a part of his life on some level.
I'm not sure which way life will take me, but I know that just from what it's been so far, that music will definitely be something I continue to do. To do music, you don't have to go out there and say, oh, I'm really good at it. You can just let your voice and your guitar do the speaking, and you can just go out there and perform, give it your best, and see what people's take is on your art.
Never back down.